Alright, so what's up guys? So we're out here on another run, out here doing this craziness, and we just passed by some craziness just now with those people honking at each other. Man, I don't know what's going on with people lately. Everywhere I've been going, I've just been seeing people honking and getting angry. And man, you know, just calm down, you're driving, you're gonna get home soon, so whatever, man. There goes my tangent. But, you know, it has completely, absolutely nothing to do with today's video, so whatever. And, you know, today's video is about getting shredded, right? Getting in, you know, turning into literally a statue, right? You want to get carved up. And that's the whole definition of shredded. And, you know, today we're gonna give you 4 tips to get shredded, because that's what you want. So, you know, without further ado, we're gonna give you tip numero uno, and that is to go water only. So often, you know, people may wonder so much about, you know, going on these extensive diets and so forth. You know, while that's great, that's awesome, one little thing you could do is just drink water. That's it. No juice, no soda, no wine, no beer, just water. And watch, you know, how you're gonna lose weight. And, you know, all those sugars, all those extra calories you're acquiring, you know, from these sugary drinks are, you know, essentially gonna build up that fat. And, you know, fat is completely counterproductive to your goal of getting shredded. So, therefore, if you go water only, you're just gonna be drinking the most natural thing your body's made for, and that's water. It literally has, you know, nothing bad about it. It's literally zeros across the board. 0 sugar, 0 fat, so forth, right? Don't even flavor it, just drink it how it is, because that's when you run into those calories and other things. So, you know, if you can, try to drink only water, because it'll save you, you know, a lot of extra calories that you would be gaining by drinking all these sugary, disgusting things. And right, although they might not taste disgusting, they may taste amazing, the stuff that they will do to your body is disgusting. Ain't no one's gonna want to be around that. So by going water only, you are gonna be well on your way towards getting shredded. I guarantee you that. And no, without further ado, we will go into tip number 2 as we adjust the lens real quick of our camera. So tip number 2 in regards to getting shredded, that is to avoid fast food, right? So often, you know, it can be very tempting, you know, when you go home from work, long day at school, you can simply stop by the drive-thru and pick up a burger and fries. But it's the easiest thing you could do, and it's damn well tasty. And you know, from that, although it may be the quickest choice, maybe a rapid choice, it may be, you know, one of the most tasty ideas you could do, it may not be the best for you, because, you know, those foods may have too much fat. They're made quickly, right? They're not cooked nice and slow and prepared, you know, with time. They're only made, you know, to be delivered rapidly, one after the other, burger after burger. And if you come to think about it, that's not the best for your body, right? It's gonna accumulate as fat and extra carbs. And, you know, we'll talk about the carbs in a second, but, you know, if you come to think about it, you know, cook your own meals, because, you know, that fast food, that stuff that you pick up, God knows what they're doing with that food, right? It may be the same meat that you find in the grocery store and vegetables and so forth, but, you know, they're not going to take as much care of it as you do. And that coincides with tip number 3, and that is to cook for yourself, as we just mentioned before, right? may sound obvious. And, you know, for me, one rapid change I noticed, you know, as soon as I started to learn to cook, and believe it or not, I didn't know how to do it until as of recently. And I'm kicking myself for not learning it earlier. Because, you know, when you learn to cook, not only do you gain extreme flexibility, you can literally cook anything you want to. Right? You don't have to worry if they have a particular restaurant in your area. You could just find a recipe online or wherever and, you know, prepare those foods and, you know, cook them the right way. Right? You're preparing them. Right? It's going to be very hard for you to almost mess that up on purpose or do it the wrong way. Right? Like someone in a restaurant that you don't know. Right? They don't know who you are. You're just eating their food. Right? So when you make your own food, prepare it, it'll have that nice, gentle care and responsibility that's needed to make that food the right way. So you can absorb all the vitamins and minerals that are within that food. Because oftentimes when food is prepared so fast, it can lose those vitamins and minerals. They can be zapped out instantly in a microwave and if they're cooked quickly. So, you know, do that. Learn how to cook. And, you know, you don't have to necessarily go so overboard on the diet, right? You don't have to cook all these complex meals that you see, right, in restaurants and in Whole Foods and so forth. So, you know, just cook basic, you know, rice and meats. You know, if you're vegetarian, make some cauliflower, make some eggplant, and, you know, some salads, and you'll be good. Right? Nothing so out of the ordinary. And, you know, from that, you are going to be preparing a nice, healthy meal so you can be shredded. Because, you know, not only does it stop in the gym, right? It continues when you cook, right? It's so vital, it's so important because the carbs that you consume, although obviously they must be burned in the gym, but if you're able to lower those carbs from what you consume, you are going to be able to get shredded faster because there's going to be less carbs that you're pretty much almost, how do you say, not forced, because you're not forced, but you know, you pretty much have to burn them though, or else they will accumulate as fat, and you don't want that. And you know, we will go into tip number 4 as far as getting shredded. This is the obvious one. Go to the gym and work out. And specifically, you want to do cardio, right? You want to do these, they don't necessarily have to be the longest exercises, but something to get your heart rate going. Right? Break a sweat, because you're going to be sweating out all those toxins and, you know, all that fat that's just sitting on your body, on your stomach, right on your face if you got it. And you're gonna start to get shredded. You're gonna start to get defined and cut up. So, you know, by doing that, by, you know, adding the fitness, the exercise routine component of that, you are gonna master that. You are gonna make the most of it as long as you have the diet in place. If you got those two things in order, boy, are you well on your way to becoming shredded, or at least maximizing what you've got. And, you know, from that diet and exercise, you are gonna be shredded, right? It's not just one or the other. It's gonna be very hard to just worry about one and not the other. You have to be almost world class at one, two, you know, be at that same level, right? Why make it so hard on yourself? Just focus on both of those things, diet and exercise, and you are gonna be shredded. You're gonna be an animal, right? They're gonna see your abs and your bicep veins, and you know, you're gonna look cut up because it's not a bulk, right? You don't want to get as big as humanly possible, but you want to get defined. You want those muscles to pop out and look like muscles, not just big blocks of mass. So that's a whole completely different thing. And you know, from these 4 tips that we gave you today as far as becoming shredded, we hope that you're able to apply them, right? Because they're only going to help you in order to get shredded. So without further ado, we say thank you and goodbye.